Yo, guys, it's episode number 2 of the Burrito Talk podcast, officially episode number 2. There will be episodes of the Burrito Talk podcast I upload just to YouTube, and those are the unofficial episodes. But this is officially episode number 2 on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, anywhere you get podcasts. Actually, just those two, actually. I take that back. But we're going to get right down into business. And I'm going to save the GA conversation for last. We're just going to start off with the rank play hacker dilemma. And I just have a pretty simple opinion on this, but I wanted to have an opinion nonetheless. For those of you watching on video, playing this video of Nade Shot and I believe Scrap against hackers. As you can see, this is like the number one guy clearly hacking. And there's a lot of things that mind blow me. Number one being that Activision Treyarch does not have a ban system like other game developers have. Like Apex literally has a guy whose job it is to ban people. He can enter their name, ban them, obviously with proof and everything. Why does Call of Duty, Activision, a multi-billion-dollar organization, not have anything like that? How do they not even have the capabilities to just enter in a name, Activision ID, search a name up, find him, ban him? Why is it not that simple? Why is it like some algorithmic system of codes that has to like track them in order to ban them? Because as we've seen, it's already like pretty inaccurate. So, I mean, that is like the first mind-blowing thing. How they don't just have not only a person whose job it is to like hunt people like this down. I mean, you could even give that guy multiple positions. Doesn't have to just be banning people, but he could also have just like another position. Like it doesn't have to be like a waste of a job position, just having someone find hackers all day. They could be doing other stuff as well. But why do they not have that in place? Very confusing. Like, it's actually mind-blowing because Apex, a game which is like Respawn, is like owned by EA. So it's like a below tier, like game developer, it's not like the main one like Activision is, but they have a lot more effective way of banning cheaters. And comparing Apex rank to Call of Duty rank is actually crazy at this point, because on Apex there obviously is cheaters as well, but in Call of Duty it seems like, just watching the players play, it's every fucking game. It seems like it's every other game at a high level. In like your bronze games maybe, I don't know, but like once you get up to a certain point, like diamond probably, you just encounter cheaters every game. And I had people asking me if I'm going to play ranked. There's no way I am putting my mental health through that at all. I'm going to stick to grinding camos in pubs and covering challengers and CDL. I will not be playing ranked until something is done, but it probably won't be done, to be honest. So who knows if I'll ever be playing ranked, because I don't think I could stand queuing into a game and running into Timmy Tushu. I mean, they don't even have like the newbie names anymore. They're just like normal people with normal names just hacking. I don't think I could actually withstand that, especially in solo queue, just getting abused like that. Have to protect my mental health, and not only my mental health, but my manhood and my sanity all at the same time. And you see all these content creators, all of them complaining about hackers, asking Trek to fix this, unplayable. I kind of feel like these content creators, granted, I mean, this is literally what they're doing for like their living, like their hobby on playing rank play, streaming to lots of people. Like, this is how they're making their income. I'm sure you could stream eights or pubs or anything else and probably still get a good amount of viewers. Like, if you really want a change to happen, nobody play ranked. If no pros and no content creators play ranked, I guarantee that would have a better chance of them probably doing something than complaining but still playing 12 hours a day ranked all the time. Because you have to think, I mean, granted, there are a lot of people interested in competitive that want to play ranked, but I could only imagine there's probably a lot of people that aren't pro who play ranked. I mean, it's good reps if you're not playing scrims or eights, but I can imagine those who aren't like AMs or anything and are just more casual players but play the game on a more competitive level. I could imagine they want to play ranked because they want to run into the scraps and the ghosties and the nade shots and the formals and the scumps and the all that. I can imagine there's a large percentage of people that just want to run into pro players, content creators in ranked. So I can imagine if everyone put their foot down, Havoc, whatever, said, Parasite, we're just not going to play until you guys do something about it. I guarantee they'll probably do something about it, because that would take away basically all the important people that play ranked. Ranked would basically just be pubs at that point. And I think that would make them do something, because the main advertisement for ranked play is pro players and content creators playing it. So why would you think Activision Treyarch would be motivated to fix something when you're still playing it? I don't understand. But I understand the livelihood of having to play it. But Havoc was streaming pubs, doing just as good as he's doing now, playing ranked, running into cheaters. If you're going to keep playing, they have no reason to even fucking try to fix it. And that's another point, is it's just empty promises and expecting something different. Granted, I don't think Activision's ever actually promised anything, but have they fixed it in MW2, in any other game? Like, have they actually fixed it? And now I know we're expecting, because it's Treyarch, that something's going to be different, but I think things have changed drastically over in these studios. I mean, we could talk about a David Vonderhaar, but I think there's a lot of change. Like, we could easily see with the maps and everything that a lot has changed, and it's not the same Treyarch that we knew growing up. This is just a way different hierarchy, and I think we're getting way different results in terms of the quality of game that we're getting. And anyone expecting that they're gonna even fix this, like, all they keep tweeting is, we enhanced our system to be able to find people, but no one's finding anyone. The number one player was hacking. How is he not banned? Everyone is posting clips of him on YouTube aim locking, headshotting, and he's still not banned. Your system is clearly flawed at that point. And on the topic of the people that do hack and aimbot, I mean, not to give it any defense or whatever, but to like the 12-year-olds and, you know, like the 10-year-olds, like the kids that honestly don't know any better, I could understand from that POV, like, the lore of the aimbotting or whatever does not make it okay or whatever. But I would say any grown man, like any grown man with an actual conscience doing this, it's just straight pathetic. Like, it is just straight bad. But there's so many sides to this. There's people saying, oh yeah, well, they're just like boosting accounts to sell. I'm like, bro, there gotta be another way, because I think cheating in any game, in any sense, or hacking in any sense, which is basically the same as cheating, is so bad it almost like requires like criminal, you know, it requires criminal charge. Like, it feels like that bad. Like, cheating at a game when other people are trying to play it normally, it's such a vibe kill. And I cannot get my vibe killed playing ranked, so there's no way I'm playing it. I played like 3 games in bronze, because obviously not gonna run into any hackers at that point in time. But yeah, rank's just not for me if they're not gonna fix it. But I understand like the lore. You're getting great reps playing all the maps in competitive when you're not scrimming. It's actually great. Helps you work on your timings and everything. I could understand like the pro POV, but you're better off playing 8s, to be honest. But I mean, I already know 8s aren't going to be popping at 8 a.m. So playing ranked for content makes perfect sense. But if you're going to keep complaining about cheaters, then I mean, don't play ranked. Otherwise, you kind of just got to like suck it up, because it kind of feels almost like screaming into the air, in empty air, expecting something to change. I don't really think, like, I really want to give Treyarch hope that things are going to change with this, but I don't see that happening. I just actually just don't. I just don't. And if it does, it's gonna happen way later. But once the season's starting, is ranked even gonna matter? Because the season's gonna be popping. Things are gonna be happening so fast. Don't even think there's gonna be time for ranked. For like a lot of these pro players once the season starts, there's a lot less breaks in the season as before. So now getting to the real meat and potatoes of this podcast is the GAs. This is either gonna take me 10 minutes or 40 minutes. We'll just see. We're going to try to go through everything there is to go through, give our thoughts for those on video, play some clips. But yeah, where do we start with the GAs? I mean, there's so many things. I guess I'll start with the SOG and I'll just free flow and go through some things, play some audio clips and then talk about them. But we're going to start with the SOG. I don't know why they got, I mean, I talked about it before in another video, how up close it's actually insane, but every other range, like if you use the SOG in pubs, it actually is really nasty, to be honest. Like I faced some players in pubs like doing some crazy shit with it, but it isn't OP. I think it just adds another element to the game, and that's the problem with pros is a lot of these pros just want the simplest of games. Like the simplest of games, like no snipes, no extra shit. And I just hate to break it to these pros. I hate to break it to you, but all this stuff does not matter. And do you want to know why? Because 90% of you haven't won anything. And 90% of you haven't won in years if you haven't won anything. And you're doing all these tweaks and everything in the game, trying to make it a fair game. Bro, you would be better off with the snipers, with the SOG, with the knife. It would give you a better chance of winning. You're not winning anything in a straight up game against Atlanta FaZe, Optic, LA Thieves. Like, you're actually, in hindsight, making the game worse for yourself. Like, if you really think about it. Like, Paul X, Geo, Estriel, Nero, you're not beating Atlanta FaZe heads up. You had a sniper in there, you know, add some smokes, you know, you may have a better chance. And I could understand the basic GAs. This is not me talking bad on GAs in general, because there's obvious stuff that needs to be GA'd. So let's go through some examples. The Model L, that gun is insane. Like, that gun is insane. No wonder why it's out. You know, it's a very powerful gun, kills really quick, makes good players look bad. I can understand that. It's like an AR, you know, as well. It's not like a different kind of gun that brings a different element. It's like a main AR gun. It's very overpowered. Same thing with like the Krig, kills super fast. Like, not really much you could do. Like, if you're using the Amaz, if you're using any gun going against a Krig, like, you're getting fried. Like, I hopped into a rank game for some reason. Like, the first rank game I hopped into, I thought the Krig and the Model L were going to be banned or whatever, like, automatically. But this guy's using the Model L on me. I'm like, this guy's fucking shredding me in a fucking bronze lobby. But those two guns are OP. Like, there's obvious GAs like that. Wonder why they're out. The marksman rifles. If you use the marksman rifle in pubs, the marksman rifles are insane. Like, the 3-burst marksman rifles are ludicrous. People are knee sliding and aiming and shooting me in the toe and one bursting me. Like, I'm getting one bursted with the marksman rifles at range, up close, one burst in the legs, in the shins. Like, that's OP. Like, stuff like that where you literally have no, like, and it comes with no consequences, because if you miss one burst, you have another burst. Completely different from a sniper, where if you miss one snipe, like, you're kind of fucked. You know, you're kind of fucked. You have to hit your shots with the sniper. And we'll get into the sniper later. The LMGs in this game, I mean, not only can you just spray and wallbang, but I mean, it's obvious LMG, and they made them very powerful in this game, where you could actually just, like, almost use them like an AR. They're very powerful. I mean, we haven't had a game with LMGs since Call of Duty Ghosts, I think. Actually, no, Black Ops 2 was the last game they allowed LMGs. And I think Black Ops 2 I mean, I'm gonna do a lot of fucking free flowing here. I'm gonna be going all over the place, but it's really gonna be interesting. Black Ops 2 is the perfect example of a game with like the perfect mesh of competitive, but also a casual player could get into competitive as well with score streaks, the shotguns. I thought the only thing cheese was the optic. I forgot what the heck it's called, where you could literally see through walls. Granted, they did take that out after a while, but we played like a month at least with like that optic where you could literally aim through walls. The only counter was if you had fucking cold-blooded, obviously, but that was like the beauty of it. Everything had a counter. Every so-called OP thing had a counter to it. And there were shotguns. You could use LMGs. There was thermals. There were smokes. Everything was in Black Ops 2. Score streaks. I remember when David Vonderhaar put streaks into competitive, everyone was like, you're crazy. We've never had streaks before. Even I was like, what the fuck? We never had streaks before. Every game we played, no streaks. All of a sudden, the streaks came in, added a crazy element like the hard point, S&D and everything. Control. People will be sprinting with the flag. You call on like a hellstorm last second. Stop the flag. Adds such a great it to it. And it was so beautiful to see. And I think that just got lost after MW19 and this new generation of players came in. Because the old generation of players, and I think just the rules in general were done a little bit different. I think they're done more at a hierarchy. There were always GAs, but I mean, that Black Ops 2 game was a perfect example of no, like we're keeping score streaks in, we're keeping all this shit in. You guys are going to have to like deal with it. And the pros dealt with it. Like that's the perfect example of a game that had everything. It was entertaining to watch, but it didn't feel like it was too newbie-ish. Like shotguns, like ain't nobody playing with shotguns in Black Ops 6, but back then the shotguns were not OP. Like a lot of times they were a 2-shot, but in certain situations on certain hills and certain cuts they were a 1-shot kill, and it required strategy because you're not having the shotgun out all the time. It's only in specific scenarios, and that creates a great element to competitive, to watching when it's strategic. You have to use things in certain situations. There's counters to them. If they're using shotguns, I'll use this. I'll use smokes to take away their emisses. You know, there's strategy. There's thinking. Pros nowadays don't want to think. They want it to just be an AR, an SMG, 4 hits, retakes, like just very bland. And I'm telling you right now, that is not fun to watch. And I'm going to play an example a bit later. Yeah, but it's just not fun. It's just not fun. And the SOG is not even bad. It's probably only used on like P5 rewind, like certain hills in certain situations, but most of the time people are using the Jackal. And it'd be great to watch because you get to see multiple SMGs. Like it just creates a dynamic. And we need dynamics in Call of Duty. It gets so boring watching MW2 watching MW2 Fortress, like the same 2 guns, like watching that stuff over, it gets so boring. People doing watch parties, not even paying attention to the game because it's just boring to watch. Like we have 2 control maps. Like for some reason they didn't want red card control in, and I have no idea why. Like you chose protocol over red card. I don't know whose decisions these were, but red card is literally the normal control map and it's not even in consideration, and protocol was fucking mind-blowing. Don't even know why we're playing protocol control. Played it in rank, it's fucking horrible. Like it's so one-dimensional, and it just hit me that these are the type of games the pros want. Very one-dimensional, me no think games. Like, you know, like you heard all the fucking jokes about that shit, but you gotta think, those lower level teams, this shit ain't helping you at all. Miami, Rocker, fucking Falcons. I mean, I'm not sure what input Falcons had on the GAs and everything, but bro, this stuff ain't helping you, baby. If it's an AR SMG game, you're not beating Simp and Abizi. Like, a lot of you could probably benefit from this shit. The smokes, the knives, the snipers, adds a different element. You look at Black Ops 4, fucking Simp coming in. You take away that sniper and S&D, not only do we not get all the highlight clips, we probably get a different outcome in a lot of those S&Ds. Like, that sniper probably put a lot of people on. Like, like Dashy talked about how he got into competitive, seeing nade shot snipe, how that got him into it. Even talking to uh some of my subscribers in the stream talking about how like certain clips of sniping or shotguns got them into competitive. Like they saw it, they're like, oh shit, like oh my god, like let me see more of that. Bro, if people are just seeing an AR, one SMG, that's not interesting. And we need to think bigger picture and not just ourselves. And I don't even understand how you could even think that's just for yourselves as well, because it's not going to make you any better than the top teams. If anything, it's going to keep the skill gap. And you look at games like Valorant, Counter-Strike with like the, what the heck's it called? I was about to say salaries. Holy shit. Budget? Like that budget stuff, the pistol rounds. Like I guaranteed if that was in Pro Call of Duty, like they would want that shit out. But look how it adds an element to Valorant, to CS, where it's like, oh shit, I can't die this round. I gotta protect my one gun. I can't lose this gun. I gotta save for the next round. We're gonna be low on budget if we lose this round. Creates a dynamic. It makes things interesting. If it was just straight on shooting, no buys, no nothing, it would just be boring. Like you're saying the same thing. Like all these small things add elements that I don't know why pro players don't want. I mean, it's one thing playing against it and one thing spectating. I can understand that POV, but bro, it's not helping you at all. Like the SOG should be in because it's not an OP do-it-all gun. Like you're not using the SOG on rewind besides P5, maybe P1. Every other hill, it's ass, and you're going to get fried with it. It's not a super OP gun. It's not the model. It's not the Krig. It just adds another SMG to use. Why does every year the pros want to use one fucking gun, one AR, one SMG? That's it. Like why? How is that fun? Like these pros are such bitches, bro. Like point blank period, these pros are such bitches. Like it's actually absurd. Like they don't want anything fun, anything interesting, just a plain game to play. It's not interesting at all. And I'm actually going to post a clip. I posted it, then I deleted it. Just going into rank play. So when you queue into pubs in Black Ops 6, you obviously see all the perks, all the attachments, all the tacticals, all the lethals you have, all these options. You look at your class in pubs and then switch to rank play. And then you go into rank play, go into your creative class. There's like 1 perk 2. There's 2 perk 3s. There's like 3 perk 1s or 4 perk 1s. Half the guns are gone. Half the like stuff is gone. It just looks so bland. Like if you're looking at it from a casual POV, going from pubs and then like you're like, oh hey, let me go try out ranked. Half like 75% of the shit is out of the game in ranked. It looks so bland. You're like, I can only pick between 1 perk 2. That's it. I can't even use cold blooded in this shit. Like it's so like there's no. It just looks so bland. Like if you look at it from the other POV, it looks so bland. Hopping from pubs to rank play and seeing the class, even me, a person who's always been about competitive the whole time I played, always wanted to play competitively, didn't really like pubs, all that shit. This looks bland. It looks bland to me even. Like going from pubs to ranked and looking at the creative classes in both, it looks absurdly lame and bland when you compare the two. And I'm gonna start playing these clips actually, like, and I'm gonna talk about, there's a lot of clips to talk about, but yeah, for these pros, so just to end like that part of the argument, these pros wanting to play a plain game, it's not benefiting you at all. And even like the simp Black Ops 4 sniping thing, there's a lot of people talking like if those snipes weren't in, they probably wouldn't have won. Like there's an element of truth to that. Like he came in, no one was ready for the snipes that he had. He was piecing every single, like he used the sniper like every fucking round of like S&D. May take out like the SOG sometimes. Never saw him use an AR or a Maddox in S&D ever. Either sniping or like the SOG, but mostly sniping. That's all he did in S&D, and he was frying with it. If you take that away, probably have like a way different trajectory. Like there's so many things like that where I'm like, different trajectory. Does he even win Black Ops 4 champs? You know, like There's so many different elements to that you could bring up. And would his path been completely different if he didn't have that sniper in S&D? If he wasn't dominating the S&Ds with a sniper, not saying he couldn't have dominated with like the SOG or whatever. He was still nasty with all that shit. But if you take away the sniper from Simp in those games, like, do we have the same outcome where he goes into MW19 now with the highest stock, Call of Duty World Championship, all that stuff? There's all that stuff happen. And all that's just through a sniper. That adds a different element to the game. And everyone was sniping. And actually, I guess I'll just carry on with the sniper thing before going to knives. There's a person asking me if I think sniper should be in or not, and I was teetering back and forth. And last night I was thinking, you know what, they actually should be out. I think there's a revelation to that. But then this morning again, I'm convinced they should actually be in. And Abizi actually had the best argument to this, so I'm gonna play the Abizi clip. Abizi was very well spoken here, but
like, I understand the entertainment aspect of it. I understand, but for competitive wise, like playing with it, like as like players, I've never personally been a big fan of playing with snipers, just because I never use them, and I think it's like in CoD, I feel like they're a little cheese, but I understand the viewer aspect and like wanting it to be entertaining.
I think there's another clip where he was actually saying a bit more, but that just like that part right there is such a horrible fuck mentality right there, and that just proves everyone's point right here. Look,
I never use them, and I think it's like in CoD, I feel like they're a little cheap.
Like, how many people have we seen like Zoomaa, Octane, Dashy? Like, pros don't want the sniper in because they just don't use them and they think it's cheese. Like, he literally straight up said that. Abizi. And that's such a bad take, and I don't understand it because it's so easy to get good with stuff. You could easily, any pro, you guys literally get paid to play the game all day. You guys could easily play pubs with a sniper, private match with a sniper, like all day for like 2-3 days, and easily get good with the sniper. Sniper is not hard to use. Like, it's not that hard to get good with. Just keep on using it and you'll get better with it. Like, it's pretty simple to use. And I'm not trying to prove their point by saying it's easy to use, but I'm saying it's easy to get better with it. It's not impossible. Like, a lot of pros are acting like it's impossible. Like, oh, I don't use it, so it shouldn't be in. Bro, anyone could get better with it. Anyone could get better with it. And I understand the argument from it being GA'd in terms of the aim assist on snipers. Like, there's crazy aim assist on snipers. Like, there's times I'm playing in like a pub, and granted, I think they have like attachments on their snipers, to be honest, and if they were in like the CDL, there just wouldn't be any attachments, which I think is completely fair. But there's times where I was playing pubs and motherfuckers were like knee sliding, quick scope, one shot, no scoping me, and I'm just like getting evaporated. Like, they're knee sliding me. I don't even have a chance to like shoot 2 bullets with my gun. I'm just getting zapped. And there's an element of cheese to that because of the aim assist and everything. But overall, I think sniper should be in because there's more cons than there is pros. Like the cons are you're getting, I mean, like, you're just getting sniped. Like, a lot of pros don't like getting sniped, which is also a lame ass argument. I just don't like getting sniped, so they shouldn't be in. Lame ass fucking argument. Lame ass argument. Like the pros, there's a big flash on snipers now that there wasn't back in the day. Back in the day, overgrown, like, you know, overgrown COD 4, you could hide in the grass, randomly fucking die to a sniper. No idea where the fuck he is unless you watch the kill cam. You know, you could blend in on all these other maps. There's no glint, but now there's like a fucking flash now. And not only is there a flash, but there's a big flinch. You get shot while you're aiming in with a sniper, you can't aim. Your aim fucking flies like up over your head, around your ass, fucking down your toes. You know, there's a big flinch. Like, you have to hit your shots. But my final decision to snipers is I feel like they should be in because it just adds another element. And I'll play like the first two round, or I mean, like these rounds of the Optic C9. And for those of you only listening on audio, I'll try to like talk over it as well. But there was like a lot of rounds in this Cloud9 Optic game from like the Kason tourney where it's just like 4 hits on a bomb, like back to back rounds. That's not fun to watch over and over again. Like this was a really boring one, and even like the casters like were kind of just like joking around because it was just like it was just very boring to watch. And even me watching it, who loves watching Call of Duty, just watching Optic just hit A every round, like it's the only fucking default strat. It's just so boring. It gets so boring after like a round or two. Like the first round, you might be like, "Oh shit, they're four hitting this shit. What happens?" But then you see it like 4 or 5 times in a game where they're just four hitting the same bomb site. The rounds are ending in 20 seconds. It's like not fun at all. It's not fun. It's such a one-dimensional gameplay, and you think about the maps like the argument like Protocol, for example, like sniping down low. Find a fucking counter to it. Creates an element to the fucking game. Like, that's the fucking point. Create strategy. Pro players playing and thinking at the highest level. Like, you're getting paid to play at the highest level, which should require some thinking. The same way Hardpoint, your strats, your setups, everything is strategy. Why can't there be strategy in S&D? Why are we making S&D, which is supposed to be like the most entertaining game mode to watch? Why are we trying to make it the most bland? Like, even smokes, for example, like I think 90% of the people are probably going to say like they should be out, but at this point, like I'm just reminiscing on Black Ops 2 and how Black Ops 2 had fucking everything and they were able to fucking make it work and it wasn't that cheese. And the complaint about smokes taking away aim assist, like, bro, is that not what we want anyway? Like, it's not that bad. Like, I play with it in pubs. Like, there's some fucking Nuketown games where people are throwing like 5 smokes in mid-map, and it's crazy. If we just limit it to one smoke, creates a strategy. Where are we going to throw the smoke this round? You know, like the one smoke that we have on the team. Like, I think that creates an element of strategy in S&D. Like, maybe not have it in Hardpoint, obviously, like in like the respawns, but like one smoke in S&D, like, that creates strategy. Look, we're just watching people just hit fucking closet every round on fucking rewind. It's fucking boring to watch. Snipers, smokes, S&D, all this stuff creates an element. Like, oh, how are we going to counter this? How are we going to play around it? It can't just be, oh, he's good with the sniper. Like, I don't fucking want it in. Like, I don't want to get sniped on the Burger Street. Bro, you pros need to fucking... Like, you guys need to not only think bigger picture, I'm pretty sure they already been fucking told this a million times, but bro, you guys just need to grow the fuck up, bro, and be adults, bro. Like, this shit is not that bad. Snipers are not that bad. And, bro, I'm also about to go into, like the knives and everything, too, but snipers are not bad at all. Creates an element. With the flinch and everything, and with no attachments, I'm pretty sure from, like, far away with no attachments, there might be some hit markers too. Like, it isn't completely OP, but it's like one lane being watched with a sniper too. It's not like one person has a sniper and we can't go anywhere. It's like you gotta figure out where he is. You see like his flash, like, oh shit, like he's over there. Okay, like we gotta go this way. Creates an element of thinking. Like this AR SMG every round, like that's what made S&D so interesting back in the day. Like bring up Black Ops 2 again. It's like in Respawn would play the way it is, but in S&D, we'd be seeing way different classes. S&D would be like, okay, let's bring out a shotgun this round. Let's try to hit this shit. Let's bring out a sniper this round. Like, it creates, like, something exciting to watch. These maps are not entertaining already as it is. We need something to spice it up. We can only watch so much of these in one day. We're only going to be able to watch so much, Protocol S&D in one day. We need to add an element. I'm not saying bring shotguns in this game, because the shotguns in this game, like, they just made so many things OP in this game, and shotguns are fucking insane. Even from like a range, they just fucking one shot all the time. But Bro, it adds an element. Like on Rewind, if a sniper was in, it'd be like, oh shit, is he street or is he watching P5 side or is he in the middle? Like creates an element like, oh shit, where is he? How are we gonna play around it? If you throw a smoke in there, how are we gonna use the smoke? Are we gonna use it on the street? Or are we gonna use it as a decoy on this side? Like it just creates something interesting to watch. Like it's like a different game inside the game as opposed to just like the bland. We're using the AR SMG in Hardpoint, the AR SMG in S&D, the AR SMG in Control. It's like you have your respawns, and then in S&D it's like a tactical fucking game that requires strategy. I think it would make it way, 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 way more interesting. Like tell me that wouldn't be interesting compared to what we're seeing right now. Like every round here, just like AR SMG, fucking boring shit, bro. Boring shit. And on the topic of knives, I mean, I know Octane even said, I guess I'll play Octane's clip up next because he even like said
the pros are trying to make MW3 but no smokes on BO6. Now the smokes thing makes sense, chat. I know everyone's like up in arms and having a wish hunt about GAs and stuff right now, but there are logical ones. When there's a smoke on your screen, you literally don't get aim assist. So, like, it's not even the fact about one-ways or crossing or whatever. Like, if it's on the map, you're not going to have aim assist. Plus, like, the shape of the smokes is, like, super unorthodox. It makes things, like, very weird. I don't know. I think the smoke GA is fine. I don't see an issue with it. Explain the knife GA, please. So, apparently the knife isn't GA'd, first of all. I've heard both sides. I don't think that it is. I've heard that it is, and I've heard that it isn't. Scrap said that it wasn't on Twitter last night, but teams were playing without it in scrims. According to Ant, so I'm unsure on this situation, but the reasoning for the knife is the same reasoning as always. On smaller hills, in hardpoint specifically, running around with a knife is almost a better play than using your gun. And
I'm going to pause it right there. That's not an issue. Like, the whole knife GA even being a thing, if knives actually were to get GA'd, bro, I would lose every last bit of respect I have for pros. It's one small fucking thing, bro. Like knives aren't gonna be used all the time, you know. Majority of the game is guns. It's just like the small close range things, and it's not the whole game. It's not gonna dictate a game. It creates an element that you gotta think a bit. Granted, with like tac sprint, knives are kind of crazy. Like I think tac sprint kind of ruins it a bit because sometimes you're just fucking bouldering at people, you know. You're just rushing at people and you have like no time to think, you're already knifed. But the thing about knives in this game, since we're on the topic of knives now, actually I'll play the rest of the clip and then I'll talk about knives.
And especially in a 150 health COD, it just makes sense. And especially if smokes were in, the fact that smokes aren't in is actually more of a reason to keep the knives in. But if the smokes are in, it'll turn to a situation like it was in MW19 where we had knives and smokes and people were just running around. I actually am of the opinion that knives should have been GA'd. I know that's probably an unpopular one, but I think running around with a knife and respawn as like a bailout one-shot mechanic is kind of cheesy, but
it's not a bailout because you're not gonna be able to run out with a knife all game. Like it's just so like even that opinion is actually kind of dumb because it's not even gonna be a thing all the time. Like think about all the maps. Like you're not gonna be able to run around. Like there's certain hills, like maybe Protocol P4, maybe, but majority of the hills, like you try to just like fucking pull your knife all the time, like you're probably just gonna get like evaporated, you know. It's just certain scenarios. There's nothing wrong with certain scenarios having a different playstyle to them, and it isn't even an OP playstyle. Knives are just like knives. You get the kill within melee range. It isn't like games like these. If you're watching on video, I'm playing some examples. This one was with Commando Pro. If anyone's ever played MW2, like the old one, not the one from like 2 years ago, there was a perk called a Commando Pro where you literally could like lunge 5 meters to kill. But knifing is not like this no more, you know. It's not like this, and it's not like this. Like Call of Duty Ghosts is a game we've glorified, like amazing game, like for S&D and everything. Nobody at the time really complained about the knives and how crazy of a lunge you have, and there's no perk for it too. This was the natural knife. For those of you watching on video, take a look at this knife lunge. And for those of you watching on audio or listening on audio only, I'm sure you played Call of Duty Ghosts and you know how the knives are, so you'll be able to picture in your head. But take a look at the lunge on this. Like you literally like slide and like And it was a reaction thing too, because like you didn't lunge all the time, but your character had to have like a certain type of momentum to be able to slide. So there was like a small skill to it, but nobody complained in MW2, a game we call like literally one of the greatest of all time. Even without Commando Pro, there was like a pretty big lunge on the knifing. I think it was actually like a skill thing. Nobody even complained about it. And Call of Duty Ghost no complained about it. And then in these newer CODs, there's no lunge. Like, if you are up close, like, if anyone's using a knife in Black Ops 6, if you're up close, you actually have to, like, hit them, you know? If you aim to, like, the side a bit, it's not going to give you the kill. It's not going to, like, aim assist you towards them. Like, the knives have no aim. Like, you literally need to, like, be on them with the knife in order to kill them in this game. And it creating a certain element in certain parts of certain maps, there's nothing wrong with that. It's not OP. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, no smokes and respawn. Like, smokes in S&D I would think would be pretty valid. Maybe not. Like, smokes on, like, certain maps, like, on Rewind could probably get away with it. It would probably help with, like, the snipers as well. Like, on Vault, I don't think sniper or smokes would be good, because, like, the map is just so fucking small. You just throw smoke like on B-bomb, it's fucking chaos. So I understand in certain scenarios, but there's like certain maps that I could allow. But I mean, it just creates an element, and it'd be way better than the element we're seeing right now. If we want to talk about snipers on Vault, for example, everyone plans A every single round. The only OP thing with a sniper would be if they ever go B, which most teams rarely do, or going from B to underground and looking at A through the hallway with a sniper. But that just creates an element of, hey, don't peek it. It would be a way better element than what we have right now in Vault, which is plant, and we hide in a corner, and if a person is down the hallway, we just shoulder it, and like they can't really do anything about it. Adding a sniper would be like, hey, now we don't know if we could actually shoulder this because we don't know if the sniper's there. Like, we can't peek. It would make even a boring map like Vault S&D way more interesting. Rewind, already talked about it. Is he street? Is he P5 side? Like, we have to know what the fuck to watch. Protocol, if he goes down low with the sniper, okay, we don't go down low, we gotta hit it from a different angle, we have to like attack like the boat side, something like that. Like, creates an element on every single map. On red card, like, is snipers most likely fucking gonna go like A side every single round, or B side? I think it's A side. Like, how are we gonna count? It's one sniper too. It's not the whole team. It's one sniper. It's like, if he's over here, we gotta be over here. Creates an element. On red card, there could probably be smokes as well if there's a sniper. You know, like red card rewind, we could add smokes. There's just certain things like that where it's like, I could understand the pros argument, like, oh, shit, I get what, but like, bro, it's not a good argument. Like, there's no argument that snipers should not be in. Snipers should 100% be in, especially just like the Flash. You know, and them taking aim assist off snipers would help drastically, and they'd probably be in 100%. But like, even with the aim assist, bro, they're not that OP. It's one sniper on the team. It's one lane on one side of the map that you have to worry about. Not guaranteed he's even gonna get the snipe all the time. Like, they're talking about snipers like it's a guaranteed kill every single time. Like, you can miss your sniper shot, then you miss your sniper shot, you're getting fucking zapped after that. You miss your shot, you're getting knee slid, and you're getting shot, you know, and it's over. So snipers aren't that fucking OP that as everyone makes it out to be. I just don't understand the argument. Same thing with the knives too. Like, if we're GAing knives, that would make this generation of pros probably the most pathetic version of pros I've ever seen in all my years of Call of Duty. Like, if we're getting rid of knives now, like, you guys want to have no fun at all. You guys are actual dog shit, want to play. Like, most of you guys are not going to win this year. Like, 90% of you are not going to win this year. I'm telling you that right now. You're not going to win. You need shit like this. I promise you, if you want any percentage higher of winning a championship at all, you need snipers. You need knives. I promise you that right now. Like, I promise you. So now we're going to play another clip. So we played the Abusey clip. We're gonna play, and this argument by fucking Pred was even horrible too.
This is why knives are broken, chat. People would do this.
So for those of you on audio, it's him like camping in a corner, and a person walks by and and he's just fucking slicing him. That's all it is.
Yeah, that shit.
Like he's camping a doorway and he's like knifing. He's saying it's OP because if like you have control of like P4 and you're upstairs on like the spiral door and you're just camping with like a knife, it's OP. That's not OP. You could nade that shit. You could stun that shit. You could knee slide that shit. Like there's so many things you could do. It's fucking not OP.
So broken. GA that shit. Let me go hold the zip.
I'm not sure if he's even fucking trolling or not. Same thing with like the zipline thing. Like right now he's like at the bottom of the zipline and he's waiting for a guy to come down and he's knifing.
Now I know why that shit's broken.
That's not, bro. And pros have such like a one-dimensional mindset. Like just like a small thing like this, yeah, it's fucking broken. That shouldn't be in. I'm like, bro, what kind of game are you guys trying? Like, what actual game are you guys trying to play?
Let me go zip.
I'm so confused.
Let me go hold spiral real quick.
I didn't think that's him.
Wait, I'm going for knife.
You guys scrim today?
Yeah.
How are they?
Oh, good, bro, as always.
Nice.
See you later, bud.
On bush. Close lines.
See you later, bud. Wow. No wonder knife's trying to get GA'd.
Like, this guy's getting normal knife kills at knife range, like no lunge or anything, and he's calling it OP. Shit's crazy. And you can even look at the comments, all in melee range. The point is what exactly? This is a really inaccurate representation of why knife should be banned. He would have got all his knife kills with a regular gun. Like, dude. Acting like you don't also get kills if you hide in a corner with literally any other gun. Laugh aloud, this showed absolutely nothing. These boys must not have played CoD where Knife had a 2-foot lunge on them. This year is very fair. On God. Bro, they're bots. This is how knives are supposed to work. This is the point of knives. CoD pros are such bitches. Imagine CS pros start G'ing things. Fucking pathetic. Like, that clip I read, like, bro, you have to reevaluate, my brother, because, bro, it's a knife doing its fucking job. Like, what do you want a knife to do in CoD? Like, a knife is supposed to knife at knifing range. Like, mind-blowing. Holy shit. Like, a knife's knifing at knifing range? Oh my god. Get it out. Fucking pathetic, bro. Like, these arguments are so bad from, like, pros are such bitches, bro. It's actually insane. It's actually so insane. Like, some of the things they complain about is actually absurd. And we're gonna take this into the GA conversation. We're gonna play Zoomaa's clip from Zoomaa's stream. So 1 sec. So this is gonna be about like a 2-minute about audio clip from 4 days ago, where Zoomaa got all the pros together at a certain time to talk about GAs. And I'm gonna give some comments on this first. This was probably like the worst get together I've ever seen of pros talking about GAs. And do you want to know what's even more sad about it? So there's a couple sad things about it. This is meant to be like a serious vote and talking. We get together. Granted, it was entertaining, but bro, no pro is taking this serious. Just a bunch of jokes, like clowning. Like we're trying to like decide shit to make the game better. Everyone's joking. And something that makes you lose a lot of respect for pro players is, I talked about this on stream before about like just a lot of like antisocial people, like whatever, no actual like real world like social cues, like normal, like there is nothing weirder in my opinion than everyone getting in a call and still doing a private vote. Like, is the point of not getting in the call on the stream to talk about it openly for everyone to hear? Like, we're getting in a call and people don't want to say it out loud. Like, what do you have to lose? Like, a bunch of people on the internet, like, calling you names? Like, get over it. It's not that big a fucking deal, bro. It's not that big a deal. People are so scared of everyone. Oh my god, you're the one that wanted snipers out? Like, how am I gonna live my... Bro, it's not that fucking serious. Like, you pros need, like, some... You guys need a pair of balls, honestly. Like, and... I hate to have to even, like, my goat, you know? My subscribers be calling me a fucking FaZe fan all the time. And I talked about how Chris is, like, I've had players like that. And I talk about, like, the players I wanted to see win all the time. But a lot of them were not helping my case, like, fuck Major Maniac. But, like, Havoc was, like, a favorite player. I always wanted to see him win. Didn't really work out that much. It worked out in MW19, but... didn't work out in the future. But Havoc, Major Maniac, Simp, Hook, you know, like there's certain players I want to see win, you know, and my GOAT, Simp, is, I like, hate to have to even bring it up, but he is one of the culprits. Like, they were talking about it after. There's players that come on public in these streams saying, yeah, like saying one thing, and then in private, like they want it out. And I hate to say that Simp is one of those culprits. Granted, I don't think he was like saying Sniper should be in this call, but the way he was talking in this call was like, I don't know what these other people are saying, but he's literally one of the teams and one of the players that wanted snipers out. The best sniper in the league wanted the sniper out, and he's one of the culprits in this call. If you actually watch the whole stream, or you go back and watch like the VOD, it's on YouTube, honestly. If you want to go watch it, like, hearing the way he talks, like, makes it sound like he wanted the snipers in, but he's literally one of the people that wanted it out. And I hate fucking fake shit like that. And he's not the only culprit. There's a lot of other culprits who were talking about it one way, and then off stream, yeah, get that shit fucking out. That shit's fucking pathetic. That's the weird shit that, like, I don't even know like the word for it. It's such slimy scumbag shit. I feel like, for pros to say one thing in public to, you know, like, get people on their side, and then like in private, you know, want it out. Like, that's such a bad look. Like, that's really fucking cringe, I would say. And switching up in public and just being scared of public opinions on you wanting snipers out, guys, it is not that serious. Like most of these fans are already calling like a lot of you guys fucking, like, you know, fuck bitches anyway. Like, it's not gonna ruin your day, you know, like, nothing's going to change. You're still gonna be playing the game. Like, it's no difference if people know that you're the one that wanted it out or not. Like, stop being bitches, bro. Like, can we have like normal people, like, act like normal people? Like, why are we hopping in calls doing private votes, bro? That's so weird. There's no point even getting together in the call in the first place then. Like, do it off then. Like, getting in a call and doing it like, that shit bothered me. I'm like, that's so fucking weird, bro. That's such weird antisocial shit for pro players who are literally playing with cameras and hundreds of thousands of people watching them, like, all that shit. Like, bro, you gotta learn how to just, like, not be weird. Like, that shit's really weird to me. But we're gonna play this clip of Zoomaa talking about, like, the snipers and everything, and then we're gonna give our thoughts. So, going to let this shit play.
Yeah, we need it.
So, while we're focusing on that and we get these final votes, the SOG, what's going on with the SOG? I heard you guys banned it in 2 hours. I've heard you guys tried it for 4 days. I've heard you guys banned it in 1 day. I heard some people didn't even try it. What the fuck's actually going on? Did you guys use it or not? Go ahead and continue.
What are you talking about?
The SOG. The SOG, man. What's going on with that shit? Have you guys used that?
Yeah, that's just dog shit. At least,
I mean, it was awesome. And
so if it's dog shit, why is it
I thought it was dog shit. I don't know.
The same.
That's my
logic
question.
with the snipe, huh?
It's the same fucking logic with the sniper rifle, guys. I mean, what's going on here?
I mean, people think it's dog shit, and like, I like it.
Nah, I feel like the way people look at it, I feel like the way people look at it is like they just don't really care about it, to where like they just GA that shit and really don't even think about it. Whereas if like I don't even mind if that shit's like in the game, to be honest, because I'll still probably use the jack regardless.
Right, so if you have people saying it's dog shit, and then some people are like, oh, that shit's so good, then just use it. If it's so good, then just use the gun. Just use it. Why GA it? Right, that's why I don't understand some of the votes. Same with the sniper. Oh, that shit's so good, bro. You just jump around square, you just shit on everybody. All right, so use the gun. You're the one saying you could play for $1 million if it's so easy for you.
Yeah, see, that's the issue. Is people that are saying this shit, they can't even do it.
Right,
but
just use the fucking gun.
Do
just use it. If it's so good, just use it. Like, I just don't understand how it, like, minimizes the skill gap. I mean, we're playing, like, Amos's CoD here. Like, you guys are all professional players. Like, I think when it comes to everything, like, in general, everything's easy to shoot in this game. All right, like, it's just, like, come on. Let's just look at it from a realistic perspective.
I mean, like, come on.
I mean, is it not true? Is it not true, Clay? Is it not? Is the Ames hard for you to shoot straight, Clay? Be honest. Can you not shoot the Ames
Don't bring me into this. I don't play the game, bro.
He's retired. His legacy's
I'm
done.
retired, bro. Don't worry about me now, bro.
You've been playing COD for
Legacy
25
set.
years, Clay. You know how to fucking
Bro,
COD works, bro.
All right, I'll stop it there. But he was spitting facts. I mean, if it's so hard, then just use it. And it's only one per team. It's not like it's all 4 snipers out, 4v4 snipers. It's one player on the team using a sniper with no attachments. It's not going to change the game that much. It's not like people's argument was like certain players are good with it, so like that's the reason why we can't like use it, you know? Like why? Like how is that an argument? Like a player's good with it, so we definitely can't use it cuz it makes them better. Well, like yeah, bro, like certain players are fuck better with shit than other players, you know? Like a BZ is better with an SMG than 95% of the league, than 98% of the league. That doesn't mean we're fucking G'ing SMGs. Like I don't understand the argument of it. I mean, I understand all POVs because, you know, as you get older, you learn in arguments to like really try to hear what the other person's saying to really understand their argument. And I really do understand their argument, but understanding their argument, it should still be in. Like their cases as to why it should be out are not as valid. And I really want to commend the teams that wanted it in. I know Cloud9 wanted it in. I know Optic wanted it in. Shout out to you guys. I don't know what the other 2 teams were, but whoever those ones were, shout out to you guys. There's people questioning, some pros asking, does sniping actually really make it more entertaining? Is it really going to make that much a difference? You know what? It actually might. Because, you know, there's, like, I was talking to a person in my stream that said he got into competitive, last year because he ran into a video on YouTube of Shotzi giving a rank play class or some shit like that. You know, people find small videos like this and they get into it. There's a lot of people said, I saw this person sniping, and then I was like, oh shit, like what's this now? And then they get it. Like all this stuff plays small parts to make this esport better, and sniping would make it astronomically better. Like it's just small things like that, like can make it way, way, way better. And I don't understand the argument on it. The maps are already not entertaining to watch. We need, like, it's not even just for entertainment, but it's not that bad competitively. It creates thinking more. And I've repeated that over and over again, but it just makes you think more. And, you know, that's something pro players need to start doing more, is thinking more and being more like adults. Because I'll say it one last time, but it is really, really sad when, like, even a lot of the way these pros were talking in the call, like, I don't know, like, I want him, but I don't know about this guy. Like, even just, like, that way of talking is, like, so cringe, because, like, who knows if, like, half of them are even fucking actually telling the truth. But, like, even talking about, like, that, it just makes it seem so, childish. And even, like, Kenny, like, saying in like the GGA chats, like he'll say something and nobody replies for days or at all. I'm like, what the fuck? If I was Kenny posting that chat and no one was replying, bro, I would be going rogue, bro. I would be fucking name dropping at that point. I'm like, you guys can't fucking, like, this is your job, man. You're not replying in the GA chat. Like, what the fuck, bro? Like, that's such kid shit. Like, that is such kid shit. And my closing argument would be, if you want to hold more accountability, I feel like these GAs, these, like, all the votes for everything that wants to be GA'd, I think should be absolutely public. I think half of these pros hiding, like, behind, like, a screen, hiding behind, like, their vote, hiding behind anonymity. I'm not sure if I said that word right. Holy shit, my fucking mouth hurt fucking saying that shit. I think, I mean, I'm not saying it'll change their mind, and there is, like, the argument of it almost being public peer pressure, bullying them into change their mind by making it public, but I just think it holds people accountable. If you really wanted it out, let the world know you wanted it out. Like, I want to know, like, I want to see you stand on business, bro. I want to see you stand on business, and they really need to stand on business, and a lot of these pros really need to look at the bigger picture, and not only that, just get better, because snipers are not OP. Like, play around it, get better with it. You're playing the game all day, you can easily get better with it. Not hard. Knives, not bad. Like, it's situational things. Like, I can understand like the shotgun GA, but like if we're talking about shotguns in like the older CODs, like Black Ops 2 again, oh my god, a shotgun kills at close range. What the fuck? Get it? Like, that's what a shotgun is for. Close fucking range. Duh. You know? If they nerfed the shotguns in this game where like they kill close range, but like once it got a bit further out, it was like a 2-tap, you know? That could be fucking, like, it would add another element. I feel like we just need to get back to how things were before. We're at an element with pros that actually stood on business, looked at the bigger picture, and honestly weren't pretty sad and pathetic, I guess. We'll just leave it at that. But yeah, this is my talk on GAs. If there's more, I mean, I'll talk about it in a future episode, but we're going to leave it at that. And with that being said, guys, this has been Burrito. Actually, before doing my outro, not Apple Music, holy shit. Apple Podcasts, Spotify. Go listen to Borito Talk. Follow, leave a rating. I don't care what your rating is, just leave something. Like, let people know what you thought of the podcast. Leave a review. Follow. If you want to become a YouTube member, I have a $1.99 tier, which is just like a sub tier, then a $4.99 tier. Once the CDL starts, I mean, you're going to be getting 8 to 12 extra videos a month for just members only, breaking down gameplay, everything to do with the CDL. Once the CDL season starts, it's going to be a pleasure as always. A lot to come, a lot of content. Apple Podcasts, Spotify for this podcast. Okay, we're done. This has been Burrito. Hope you enjoyed episode number 2. Bada boom, bada bye. We'll see you next time.